Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Well, what a weekend. Tarathon was amazing and I am so delighted and honoured to have been able to take part in it. I hope all of you in the UK and the USA had a wonderful bank holiday Monday and were able to chill and relax after the amazing experience called Tarathon. Today I'm coming onto the channel to talk to you about an oracle deck, and it is one that I am hoping will help me develop more of a bond with a tarot deck I have. And I bet many people can guess which one it is because there's very few of my tarot decks that I have bonded with them, and this is one that I am struggling with. I am not yet ready to give up. I intend to be able to love this and read this deck as much as I love and read with all my others. The tarot deck I am talking about is the Deviant Moon. Now, I actually acquired that deck, or purchased that deck. I didn't acquire it, I purchased it at a Mind, Body and Spirit weekend in Dublin, or Mind, Body and Soul weekend in Dublin. And they had an amazing setup. This is a couple of years ago. I think it was 2018. Yeah, about 2018. And they had an amazing setup, and there was a huge section devoted to tarot. There was a table in the centre with tarot decks to beat the band. Tarot decks I'd heard of, tarot decks I was vaguely familiar with, and tarot decks I hadn't heard of. And I'm actually going through all these decks and books. It was as though I was a child in a sweet shop. I was in heaven. And I spotted this deck, and it was probably one of the smallest packed, and it was sort of stuck right in the middle. And it's not one that was just on display, it was just sort of right there. And I thought, oh, let me have a look. I picked up the box. Now there's a couple of boxes of it. I had a look, thought, put it down, walked away, came back, had another look, walked away, saw a shelf of amazing books, and one of the books being that large book all about the Deviant Moon. And I thought, you know something, that's calling to me too much. So I took the book, picked up the deck, and thought, these two are coming home with me. Things were going fine until I saw the death card, and I don't know what it was, why it had the effect, but it was like it flipped my desire to have this deck on its head. I don't know why, but I put it down and I haven't picked it up since. However, I have looked at the book and I am really in love with the book. I'm now going to transfer that love back to the deck and try my best at reading with it. I thought something to help me to read with this deck would be what I have in front of me here now. And it's by the Deviant Moon Company, and it is Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle. Now this is a real mini version. As you can see, I can literally hide it in my hands. It's such a tiny little deck with such quirky and interesting images. Now let me just read to you what it says on the box. So it's by the Deviant Moon Company, and it says here, originally created in 1928 by Mildred the Red Witch Payne. These 88 alluring cards were found decades later hidden inside a secret pocket sewn into the long hospital gown. And then it says visit Fenwood Asylum for the complete history. And you can find that at deviantmoon.com/Mildred.htm. So I had a look. I couldn't see anything relating to an asylum, but I did find the PDF with keywords on to match the deck. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, the PDF is great, it is handy, and it does give you keywords that can answer questions. But I found that the keywords were very, very similar to intuitive meanings, intuitive readings of them, which I thought was amazing because it indicates, when you get that, it's sort of, they're lovely and easily read. They are so simple in style, They just have a single word on them, and yet those words and meanings seem apt when you're asking direct questions. Now let's see, we have another little card in here that tells a little bit more about the Secret Pocket Oracle. And it's in 2017, asylum workers discovered an old hospital gown hidden in a wall. Mildred was written on the inside of the collar. Upon further examination of the garment, the workers were surprised to find a tiny pocket sewn into the underside containing a crude yet mysterious handmade oracle. The following deck is an exclusive reproduction of Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle. Now, is this factual, or is it something very, very cleverly devised by, is it Patrick Valenza and Deviant Moon, to really get us in their grasp, in the hope that there's another edition of something, that there's something to support this in the future that creates an investigation, a tarot game, an oracle game, something that takes us into the life of the Red Witch that is Mildred Payne. Who knows? Another card that came with this is a photograph of Mildred. Now this particular one, to be quite honest with you, is rather freaky. It has on the back of the photograph Mildred Payne, ID number 31567, Fenwood Asylum, 1928, and it has the word witch written in red. On the reverse of this, or the other side, it's a picture of Mildred. Now I don't think this will pick it up because it's quite blurry when I get close to the camera, but she has the most god-awful googly eyes on her, and I think they've been photoshopped on, because there's no way that that's real. No, couldn't be. Now these cards have been shuffled a lot because I've been looking at them, playing with them, asking questions and enjoying them. Look at that little rascal behind me trying to get the comfy blanket. What a cheeky devil. Oh well, he's settling on a cushion now. So it doesn't matter that these are, if they are or are not in order, because it's the single image and the single word, and I will go through them now. We have flower. Just look at that. Number 23, the rose or flower. And that's all about blossoming and growing, planting the seeds and blooming, things being successful, things being beautiful, prettiness, things just being all rosy in the garden, shall we say. Then we have mirror. And I don't have the PDF here at the moment, but for me, when I look at that, mirrors, look at your own reflection. Look at what's staring back at you in the mirror. Are you possibly picking foibles, or nitpicking with, things that like the foibles of other people, when you in fact have those same traits? Look in the mirror and make sure that when you are finding fault, or if you are criticising somebody for whatever, whether it be behaviour, whether it be lifestyle, whatever it is, make sure that you are, you have taken the log out of your own eye before the splinter out of someone else's, Then we have the wheel, the cauldron. A lot of these are self-explanatory. The wheel, travel, everything turning, everything rotating. The cauldron is, mixing up your spells, your cooking pot, brewing. What's brewing? What are you creating? What do you want to go on to do? What's cooking in your pot, We have a frog, diamond, girl, boy, sun, coin. I do think some of these can be quite straightforward. Others you have to sit with and look and think, well, what would that mean to me? Then refer to your PDF if necessary. I feel things like girl and boy, it's all about childhood, innocence, growth, where the boy's concerned, possibly mischievousness. Hand, what about a helping hand? Lifting somebody up instead of putting somebody down. Skull, death, the ending of something. You know, change. The moon. Is that the moon? Is it shining the light on something in the darkness? Or is it things happening in the background that you're not aware of? Okay. House. Sorry about that. They're charging around. It could be that my husband and son have come home from work. Moth. Arrow. Dove. Peace. Tranquility. Devil. What are you up to? What's got you in its clutches? Is everybody you meet who they actually propose to be? Or purport to be, I should say. Door. Factory. Rat. Who's the sneaky rat? Who's the dirty rat in the camp? Water. Foot. Pitchfork. Lighthouse. Blood. Ear. Ladder. Climbing that ladder, that social ladder, that business ladder, promotion in work. Broom. Sweeping out negativity, cleaning your house, cleaning your area, getting rid of what no longer serves you. Heart. Are you leading with your heart rather than your head? Storm. Fire. Burning passions, maybe. Hat. Boot. Axe. Rope. Acorn. Volcano. Oh, here's the rain. Just bear with me a second, Sally. Thank you. Here's that. That's Mummy. Good girl. She has a habit of chewing bits of wood and putting splinters all over the house. Fetus. Mushroom. Scourge. Book. Unk. Iceberg. Bee. Fish. Cat. Feather. Saturn. The rings of Saturn. What could Saturn mean? Oh, I'll have to have a look at that one. You know, let's find the PDF and have a look at that. Poison. Is that somebody, you know, poisoning the water where your reputation is concerned? Is that somebody who's a little bit toxic? Umbrella. Candle. Shedding that light in the darkness. Stick. Poppet. Octopus. Shell. Comet. Stump. Shield. Ribbon. Dragon. Wish. Sage. Pentacle. Eye. It's like the all-seeing eye. Spider. Whoops. Orbiculum. Is that your crystal ball? Chalice. Trumpet. Crow. Tooth. Bell. Wall. Hag. Time. Tree. scarab, snake, pipe, antidote, quite fitting in the world we're living at the moment, key, star, shovel, harp, owl, bone, and finally herb. So like I say, there are 88 cards in this. There's an awful lot that can be used, you know, that's been quite easily read intuitively. The likes of Saturn, for instance. Now, how would you read that intuitively? I'm not 100% certain, because nothing's actually flying to the forefront when I think of that. So I'm going to have a look. That was number 58. So 58, when I look at the PDF, is adversity, hardships, male sexuality or dominance, authority and control. Okay, I don't know if I'd have picked that up. So that the PDF is handy. I haven't yet seen if there's any more information on Mildred Payne, whether Mildred Payne is a fictional or factual character. But that will be interesting to find out, whether these stem from the wonderful imagination of Patrick Valenza, or if they are based on a factual find. I purchased a second deck of that, and it is the Seance Edition Deluxe. And the reason I bought that is because this little oracle deck is going to be accompanying me on my travels, whereas this is going to be my collection and used to read with friends at our tarot-y, esoteric-y sort of get-togethers. So I do apologise. Just bear with me, I have to take this call. Apologies, just had to take that quick call. Yes, so this is the other deck, it's the Seance version, and I purchased this, like I say, so that we can have some sort of group reading type of thing with my friends, and they just have that extra sort of dream-like quality because of the colour. Let's have a look what it says on the blue box for this now. Originally created in 1928 by Mildred the Red Witch Payne, these bewitching cards were found decades later hidden inside the secret pocket of her long hospital gown. In this special paradoxical edition, we believe this is how Mildred may have perceived the spirit realm during her lucid dreams. Oh, right, okay. Now, I don't know, let me just flip through here quickly if there were info cards with this one. I don't think there was an info card with this deck. No, I don't have one in here anyway. Nope, nope. Nope. Oh! Ooh, Dumbo here has just found them. I'd taken them out. I do apologise. Do you know what? Age doesn't come alone, does it? So you have your introductory card where it tells you Mildred Payne's Secret Oracle Seance Edition. Now on here it tells us, during the mid-1920s, Mildred Payne performed multiple seances in her blue parlour. Ah, hence the colour blue. Though she was merely a child, the citizens of Valley Park were amazed by Mildred's clairvoyance and her uncanny ability to speak to the dead through her handmade oracle. Those who attended these rituals noted that Mildred's eyes took on an inverted yet ethereal glow when phantoms were near. In this special edition, we believe this is how Mildred may have perceived the spirit realm during her lucid trances. And then we have a picture of Mildred Payne here where her eyes are normal. And do you know something? This is actually quite a pretty picture. And there's another sort of eerie side to this. My mother has a photograph at home of her oldest sister, who sadly passed away as a child at the age of 11. And in the frame, in the corner of the frame, she has a photograph of myself of my very first school photo, and I look very much like the child that passed away, who would have been an aunt of mine. And you know something, we at that time in our lives look uncannily like this, and I'm wondering if it's the hairstyle or what, but when I first saw this I thought, oh. So Patrick Valenza, have you been peering at my family photographs? So that is the two very amazing, very clear, very precise oracle decks. There were little gifts popped in the box with this, and the you know, the little gift card things, and or not gift cards, but you know, cards. And here we have, this is the only Ouija board that has ever been in my home, and it is the only Ouija board that will ever be in my home. Another photograph of a lady, supposedly Mildred Payne, in 1933 at Hemlock House, Fenwood Asylum. And on the back it says, download Mildred's Deluxe PDF at same address as before, and it is just a PDF of keywords. The cat. Then we have a Tarot de Marseille type deck, card. And finally this. So folks, something else for us all to get our teeth into. And what I do like about this, I tell you how I do see myself using this particular deck. I have 4 or 5 friends who I would, who are all involved in sort of esoteric subjects in one way or another. And this would be lovely when we're sitting around the dining room table and have this in the middle, and you sort of partner across and read cards for each other as you pull them out. You ask a question, pull out a card, pass on the deck, and either you read it or you get someone else to read it for you, and looking at the different intuitive messages that come through. Yes, maybe have a PDF available if really needed, but the best thing I think is picking at the card. What or who is manipulating a situation, and where? Look at that. What are you tied to? Why are you tied to it? What's holding you down? What do you need to escape from? Procrastination is what I need to escape from. Definitely. I'd get so much more done. So folks, I hope you have enjoyed this little walkthrough and look at the oracle decks. And do you know, somehow I do think that these will help on my Deviant Moon journey. People, take care. Thank you for a lovely weekend, and thank you for following Tarot Tats and Tea with Elaine. Good afternoon.